What's up and good morning, guys. Welcome back to, I don't even know what day of SEMA Crunch. We've got officially 3 days, I think, before we need to have the truck on a trailer, and we're heading over to Swift Powder Coat right now, who pulled off a miracle for me. I'm also currently, I don't know if you can see how much fatter this finger is, rocking a, I'm pretty sure, broken finger. I fell off a ladder yesterday, and well, this finger caught all of my weight on the ground. That wasn't fun. And well, this thing's so damn tender, anything that touches it is just, yeah, it is not fun. So it's gonna slow my progress down a little bit. I'm gonna have to lean even heavier on Dedic today to get some stuff done. Okay, so it's just a quick pit stop, but check out these wheels. Swift did an awesome job. We're gonna chase the sun right there. Hopefully you guys can see the sparkle. If you remember in the past video, we couldn't get the wheels that I wanted in time. So we went with the wheels that were on the truck, and I said, screw it, well, I'm gonna powder coat them in the white that I wanted to do the other wheels in. And that basically matches the white that we painted the truck, that like pearl, I forget what they call it, Ford white. So that's what we did these wheels in. Here we go, we got the sun back on them now. Hopefully you guys can see a little bit of that sparkle in them. Now Swift, you know, they're not just called Swift for no reason. I dropped these things off literally yesterday and they had them done the same day. I just couldn't go back to pick them up the same day. These guys do not mess around. They understand the SEMA Crunch. I tried to do a little okay sign there, that didn't really work. They understood the SEMA Crunch and they got these things knocked out for me. They even did these little caps. You can see the hub covers right there. These ones are a little dinged up. Like they have some little dents in them. I said, don't worry about trying to fix those. There's probably gonna be other wheels going on this truck at some point. Just make them white so everything matches. So, you know, again, we're going into this with realistic expectations. This is a 30-year-old ranch truck. Some of the stuff's just not gonna be perfect on it. Well, quick trip back over here to Cordy Tires. I showed up yesterday. They dismounted these tires and they actually stored the tires for me so I didn't have to try to take them back to the shop. What do you think, Dedic?
Can I be honest with you in the nicest way?
Yeah, what?
I hate them.
Think they look like trailer tires?
Yes, I hate them, dude. I am so sorry. Like, I absolutely hate them.
I think they'll look good on the truck.
I hope so.
They're gonna look good on the truck.
No, I hope so. Yeah,
Me
like
too.
I genuinely do.
I knew I was risking that they're gonna look like trailer wheels. I knew I was risking it, but we're gonna see.
Like it almost would have been better if you powder coated the center cap in the other color that's on the truck.
What's that?
Probably should have done a better job cleaning out the back of the truck.
Nah, they fit. It was a lot cleaner than the 6.0 that I brought them in. So it's not bad. It needs a little pinstripe around them now. Well, we made it back to the shop and let's see how these dang things look. Let's see if this was a mistake or not going white. Dedic says they're a bass boat trailer tire. Again, I knew that was like there's this real fine line with white wheels. I feel like the bigger the wheel is, like the easier it is to go with a white wheel and it not look like a trailer tire. When you have these old school wheels that have the like kind of bullet hole style like a trailer tire does, you're really running the risk of them looking like trailer wheels and tires. But I think with having enough meat on those Toyo MTs, it's gonna look all right, especially because you can tell we're like matching the white of the, you know, side of the truck. I would unload them right now, but I need Dedic. Daddy Dedic.
I'm coming, bud.
Okay, Dedic's over here, so he actually gave us a little solution to our problem with these lights, and he 3D printed us a couple of like bezels to go on first, so that'll kind of take up the distance there, and now we can run the smaller lights because apparently that's all we could find. Some of you guys sent me some suggestions, and I think we're just gonna run this route though for now. Maybe later we'll swap them out with something different. Oh yeah, you already wired them up?
I told you.
Okay, let's see them wired up. Look at that. Well, they're pulsing. It's kind of a cool look. Oh, now they're on. No, in real life.
Oh yeah. So I wonder if there's a wire or anything, or just.
Oh.
No, that's meant to happen.
Okay. There's still little fitment tweaks that have to be made. Dog, that's a meaty trailer wheel right there.
It is.
Just put them on backwards. Now, like I said earlier, Swift also did our little caps here, and some of these you'll see had a couple little, this is actually one of the nicer ones. There we go, a little ding and a little dent. I was able to find these on Amazon, but they were in 5.15 inches and 5.12 inches. These are 5.10 inches. Couldn't find those on Amazon that would get here in time. I think they are on like some other parts websites, but we just don't have time. So that's why we opted to use these, and I'll just try to spin the dents. So hopefully they're down and nobody sees them at SEMA.
Do I go with spikes, chrome, and get them here overnight? Get them here by like 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Probably black, less spikes, more flat. You trying to spice up my trailer wheels here?
No, you can just steal the ones off my truck. Apparently they're the exact same ones because I purchased them back in January of 2018.
Alrighty, Dedic's getting this mounted up for me. We'll censor that right there. His butt crack, it's almost out.
Oh, don't you even dare! Don't you dare!
What?
The one time. And notice how I pick my pants up because you said it? Yeah, don't you?
Dedic does comment on how my shorts ride a little low. Just a little bit.
A little?
Just a little bit.
24/7?
Just a little
7
bit.
days a week?
I don't know, dog. Seeing them on the truck, I think they look pretty sick. I'm pretty happy with them.
It's better.
It's pretty good, dude. I think it's just as much of that old school vibe that I was looking for. And it might actually be better that we kept the OG wheels versus putting the bigger bullet holes. Take a step back. Take a step back. Come on over here, buddy. It's a little narrow shot, but what do you think?
It's better. It definitely is a lot better once it's on.
Yeah, I think now that you can see that we're tying it into that to that.
Yeah.
With once we get some black lug nuts on there.
I still think it would have been pretty sick if we did the caps and the what color is that? Blue?
Azure gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I knew what powder coat color this was and we could have gotten it here in time, we could have.
Oh, just make a phone call. I'm sure SEMA will like hold up for like a week.
You think we could buy an extra week?
Yeah, I think we buy an extra week. That's real nice.
I don't know, dude. That actually looks a lot better than I was anticipating.
Yeah, it does. It looks a whole lot better now that it's on the truck.
I'm very, very
I think
happy.
the lug nuts even help too.
The black lug
breaks it up.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
black
nice.
lug nuts are going to be good. So we got to order these. This just came off of my gray truck. We actually could probably just pull them off, but we're going to order a new set. Alrighty, guys. I would like to welcome you to Ryan and Derek's Q&A. We figured we'd take a little second in this video, since it's going to be probably the last video leading up to SEMA, to answer some of your questions about the truck and the build. I don't know what he's doing over there, but
my hands.
okay. He's going to pull up a couple of comments on YouTube he would like to address, and I've done a little ask me a question on Instagram, and we will answer some of those questions. So Derek, go ahead and go first, because I know you're chomping at the bit.
I didn't listen to any of that. I'm sorry.
This
I was kind of like,
this is what I have to deal with.
I was kind of
on a
worried about
daily
like how I look on camera, even though I can't see myself. That's why I was like,
Any comments you would like to address?
First of all, the whole shock thing. I don't know why so many people are bent up about thinking the shocks are upside down. They're not upside down. That whole shock body down, rod up.
Let me pull up
Like,
my...
from what I understand, which isn't much, and we'll get into that later, on the shock bodies aren't gonna leak. They're fine. And I feel like that's why like so many people like are so like anal about like the shock body down and rod up, is so that you don't flip, like they're not upside down and leaking out. Like it was 2024, guys. We got seals that aren't gonna leak. It's
So
fine.
per Bilstein Engineering, with the internal design of the Bilstein monotube gas shocks, it does not matter whether the shocks are mounted with the shock rod side up or down. There are some minor advantages in longevity and overall suspension effectiveness with the shock rod pointed down, which is what they are. And there are many instances where Bilstein has changed orientation to take advantage of these minor improvements where there are no clearance problems. If there is an option, we recommend mounting the shock with the shock rod and boot pointing down. But in the grand scheme of things, there is no noticeable difference.
So what they're saying is it's actually better to mount them the way we have
It's
them.
minusculely better.
Yeah.
To have
and
them
even
pointed
if
down.
it wasn't that way, it's also fine.
We needed it anyway on the exhaust side because
Yeah.
the boot will melt being next to the
That
exhaust.
too, yeah. But listen, we put people on the moon, all right? I think we can mount our shocks any way we want,
Yeah.
supposedly.
Okay, first question from Hall Zach 1289. Are you going to do a custom bench seat like the F600? So we wanted to do a custom interior. We just don't have time. In fact, we dropped off our little visors over a week ago, and we haven't gotten a call back on something that would probably take an upholstery guy like 30 minutes to make, and we should probably go check on those. So I would love to do a custom interior. It was kind of in the plan, just with the time frame we have. That's not happening.
Yeah. Well, not happening right now. Nothing says we aren't going to do it after.
Yeah.
Like, this truck is, like, its life's not over once it comes back from SEMA. Like,
Well,
honestly.
that leads us into the next question.
There you go.
What plans do you have with the truck after SEMA?
You'll find out at SEMA?
Maybe.
Okay.
We do have some plans for this truck.
Big plans.
I just don't know when we can talk about it.
Yeah. I definitely know
But-
that is very much
But
under
soon.
wraps.
But soon. There is going to be some cool plans for this truck. So that's about all we can say
Yeah.
with that. Is the truck getting the Banks intercooler set up? Well,
I would like to.
Derek wanted to. We actually do have half of an intercooler set up
do.
here for my gray truck. They sent us some red piping because whoever at Banks that works in the shipping department saw my name come across the line and was really excited and actually sent out somebody else's kit to me because they wanted me to get it sooner. Meanwhile, we were supposed to get a raw kit so we could powder coat it. So I do have 2 sets of intercooler piping, but obviously we only had 1 intercooler itself. Again, it's just a time thing. We don't have time. Those systems are awesome. You kind of got to pull a decent amount of the front end apart to make them work. You got to cut up a few things to make them work as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's too risky to do with a few days to SEMA. Plus this truck doesn't really tow. The truck does good as like what it's for, you know.
I forgot I've driven this truck a lot. Like every time I used to fly in to visit, this was
that was
this
Dedic's
was
loaner.
the rental. Like yeah, I had to go. I remember when when my Lexus got totaled from that Ford Ranger. I was driving this for 3 days because I was moving in a week, and I was like,
yeah,
what am I gonna do? I remember I had to drive this to work for a couple days.
That's a solid truck.
It does what it needs to do.
Which leads me into my next question. How many miles are on the single cab OBS? Dedic, do you know?
If I remember correctly, I think it's just north of like 220,000.
That would be the gray truck. This one is actually 320,000 miles. And believe it or not, this truck has given me, I don't even want to jinx it, but this truck has given me 0 motor issues, whereas my gray truck has had a few repairs that have had to be done.
There goes that.
Yeah, I need to knock on some wood before SEMA, but this has been like the most solid 7.3 that I have ever had. This truck runs phenomenally. Again, 320,000 miles on this thing. It sounds fantastic. It drives fantastic. Like, this is a solid truck. This is what made me believe in the 7.3s, is having that high of a mileage. And it lets me know my gray truck's gonna go at least another 100,000.
At least we'd hope so.
Yeah, yeah, fair. Bay Realtor, I guess, I'm sorry, I didn't name the other people, but Bay Realtor GDLT wants to know the build cost.
I don't think we've ever tracked that on anything.
I did on the Bronco, and you guys saw how expensive that was. Yeah, so really all that we're into this truck, obviously what I paid for it, which I got a pretty decent deal on the truck, but this was before OBS's got expensive. This paint job was very expensive, and that's with getting the body liner material for free. But the guys over at Bodyliner are fantastic, and after talking with them for a couple years at SEMA, they were excited to jump on a project of mine. So they provided the material for free. I did have to pay labor for Jay to do all of this, but we're really not in it very much money. We got some Bilstein shocks. Obviously, Alpha Rex, these beautiful headlights are sponsored. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be in this truck.
You haven't gotten my bill yet, dog.
I just bought you tacos.
Actually, that can lead us into our next question. That's something I want to address.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, take it away. I'll let you address.
I think almost at least once every time we work on something, I see the comment, I hope you're paying Dedic.
Yeah.
Or Derek. It's my little moment. Like I give Ryan a lot of crap. Can I say crap? I can say crap.
You can say crap.
I give Ryan a lot of crap a lot of the time, but like I don't think I've ever actually been like, hey dog, I need this much for this or that.
Right.
And there's a reason for it. Ryan has done so much for me, and it's the majority of the stuff he does for me is behind the scenes. It's stuff that'll never get put on camera. It'll never be shown. Like when I was living out at the ranch because, we got out of the lease because my roommates were just awful, and they weren't awful, but it was basically time for
It was a mess.
It was time for me to mature, and Ryan reached out and basically said, hey man, like I did plan on, refinishing this place, but, if you want to stay here in the meantime, like, it would work out. We discussed rent. Everything was great. And there was times where, Ryan would say, hey, I need to go do this, and I would work for him. And then, he would just at the end of that month kind of be like, don't worry about rent. Like, he kind of took care of it. And I promise you, the work I did that month did not equal the amount of rent that I would have owed that month. And that also, the shop ain't cheap. The shop ain't free. The shop is expensive. It is one of the day Ryan finally told me what this place costs monthly for bill. It's electric, the build. I'm not gonna lie, I had to go for a walk because that is I could never imagine to afford a place like this.
It's stupid.
From somebody who came working out of a garage and a driveway, this is the dream. And there's a lot of jobs I do out of here. And yeah, sometimes I'm able to kick back Ryan some of that money. Like some of these bigger jobs, we definitely discuss that, and there's a dollar amount put to the side, and because there's trucks in here that take up a month or two, and that rightfully so, he deserves money for that. But there's other jobs where it's simple little break jobs that I'm able to make a quick $150 that he's like, yeah dog, don't worry about it, or something like that. It would be impossible for me to do. So it's I make my money other ways. I don't think I would ever actually sit there and say, hey Ryan, here's my bill for this, because that's just, yeah, it wouldn't be right from me, because there's so much stuff behind the scenes he's done for me that, yeah.
It's also friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's Dedic, if Dedic needs something, the 17 times we've had to move this guy, or his ungodly heavy safe that he's like, yeah, let's put this in my living room instead of my garage. Like that's what homies do for each other, man.
Yeah,
It's a thing. I feel like when people see us like joke with each other, talk crap with each other, do things with each other, and they always get like offended. Like I feel like there's a lot of people that don't have real friendships.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for the people that are missing out on that, but like you should be able to call your friends up. And you know, if Dedic needs something construction related that he doesn't have experience with, he can call us up to do it. Yeah. And likewise, I'm not a mechanic. If I need some help, I'm gonna call Dedic up to come over and help me do some stuff.
Yeah. Which we've done both of those things. There's been things where I've wanted to like build something behind my couch in my house, and Ryan was like, that's a stupid idea, do it like this. And that saved me like 3 hours of wasting material and time, and vice versa. Ryan's halfway here to the shop and he's like, my truck's trying to shut off. I need you to be there, and you know, I'm here. So, you know, it's a friendship thing, man. Yeah. I can't imagine like how much work I would have to do for you before I feel like, hey, I feel like I'm doing more for Ryan. One, I would never even think like this, but two, like...
We can start now.
Definitely not. Hey, I feel like, you know, I'm doing more work than what Ryan has been able to provide for me, or some weird way mindset of that. Like, I couldn't imagine how much work I have to do before I feel that way. No, it's not a point system. We've never kept tabs.
If you keep track of that stuff, that's a weird friendship. I'm trying to get one that we could both answer, but they're kind of very specific to...
Yeah, that's fine. Run what you got.
What happened to turning it into a pre-runner / ranch truck in your early ranch property videos? I don't remember ever saying this was going to be a pre-runner, but the plan was the ranch truck, and really as it sat was the ranch truck. Another question in here asked about the flog fuel tank, if I'm going to put it back into this truck. I am not. So that tank had...
Called dibs.
Yeah, Dedic wants to put it in his truck, which he does help come fuel up my equipment for me when I'm on job site, so it kind of would make sense to go into his truck. But I'm not good at sealing pumps into a freaking transfer tank. I've done it like 7 times on that tank, and it's my fault. I can't get them to seal, so every once in a while they seep and they leak. And this truck had a ton of diesel and crap in it. I'm sure Jay had his work cut out for him in trying to clean that off. I don't want to put it back in this truck. This truck is too clean. So this truck, I'm going to officially say, is no longer the ranch truck. I'm not going to beat it up anymore like I used to. I put a poor hole in the tailgate trying to rip out a T-post. We're not going to do that with this truck anymore. Again, we do have some plans for this truck, which we will talk about later. But she is no longer the ranch truck. We'll use the 6.0 for that. Okay, well, interview is over. We are about to be back to work on this truck, but for right now, we got the homie Fernando has pulled into the shop, and he is getting one of the Banks Ram Air diff covers. Fern, can you pull it out of the bag? I'm down a hand here.
Roll the outro. Oh, wait.
Jeez, Fern, you already ending it?
Nailed it.
So Fern got the traditional where they actually sand off the fins. This is how every diff cover has come for eternity. And then, if you guys remember, we got the Black Ops edition, aka the Dmaxryno edition. They just refused to call it that, with the all black fins. So.
Wait.
Okay.
Okay, this is the reason I went with this.
Yeah.
So the people that still stay in the channel don't follow me as much. I'm now a trophy truck, chase truck driver, so I need to see a lot of visuals what's going on here. So when you put in this, it's like it tells me if any of the hardware's moved. It's high vis. So we're more visual instead of hiding stuff. I need to see if anything rocks or anything, because I am we're racing in Baja, racing around here. But what I really like is that with as much as I tow on this on the brisket, it's gonna stay a lot cooler. There's a lot of centrifugal fluid going around here. It's gonna stay a lot cooler. I'll be safer in the middle of nowhere, and brisket won't be overheating.
Well, and Fern was worried because, again, he is taking his truck off-road down to the Baja. He is off-roading it a good bit about these fins, these big scoops at the bottom. Well, if you see, if we flip this over,
these are good fingers.
They do not stick below where your diff is. So you'd have to hit something up on the sides. Like, they're not sticking below to where you're going to catch a rock and break one of these off.
That's what the team was worried about when I told them I went with Banks and upgraded. They're like, well, where's all the air coming from? The rocks gonna get through here? I was like, no, I'm a trophy truck driver. Leave me alone.
Yeah. We do things different. We built different. Not me, but you. You.
Yeah,
no, I specified. I gave you respect.
You did.
Yeah, Fern's got the energy of like 75 men.
I did. I was falling asleep on the freeway right now, and I...
Alrighty, guys, so if you like that little interview stuff that we did earlier, Dedic thinks we should do more interviews with people. So he's currently interviewing Fern. So if you want to know more about Fern, we're going to throw this stuff over on the membership side of the channel, just because it's a good place to drop random content like this. So they're in the middle of an interview right now. We'll sneak in real quick. Oh, jeez, I almost tripped.
Real time. And
Well, unfortunately, we got a late start today by the time we actually got to the shop. But while I was running a Swift powder coat, give you a little update. Probably do it on this side of the truck because there are no wheels over here. And I should probably take this light. And of course, I picked the... and we just dropped a million nuts on the ground with my busted up hand. But Dedic did get the shocks all swapped over. So we got the new Bilsteins on the front. And then he did something else, but I cannot remember what the heck he did. All right, well, hey, Dedic got the lights on the front. And then we do have the new Rough Country steering stabilizer shock. We're really not gonna use much out of this kit, other than one or two of those pieces to replace kind of the bent ones down here. Really, we were just chasing a shock that was pin top to pin top, which is, you know, this style has that on both ends instead of having an eyelet on both ends like these boogers do. That way it'll fit in there. That one meets all of the specs. So again, other than the one bent bracket, if we need to, we could swap it to that, but that's gonna have to happen tomorrow. I'm tired, I'm gonna go try to sleep because I didn't get much sleep with this stupid thing last night. Okay guys, we are back, ready to make some progress now. We have our lug nuts that have shown up, so we're gonna get those on because this thing's sitting up on these jack stands. With all the work that we've been doing on this truck has made me pretty nervous. We also got the mirrors. They have shown back up from Jay, so I'm excited to, we never actually bolted those on. I just saw that the holes lined up. So today's gonna get interesting seeing if those actually fit. And then I've got some CLR we're gonna try on the windows as my last resort. I mean, again, Nick has used wheel acid. He has every buffing, polishing, scouring pad you can think of, and he struggled. I have a feeling CLR and the steel wool that I have here, it's just not gonna cut it, but we're gonna give it a shot because it looks pretty bad. But for now, let's get a few of these Amazon special lug nuts on here. I think the black's gonna be a nice little accent on these wheels. Oh, now y'all know I suck at getting wheels up on the truck with all of my fingers intact, but let's see. I mean, these are only 35s. Shouldn't be that hard, but we don't want to scratch the backs of the wheels. It's just one idiot garage today. We're flying solo for most of the day. If things keep going like that, we're gonna be okay. Well guys, I definitely jinxed it. Things were going well. And then I realized these studs in the rears are too long for these lug nuts. So we're gonna have to trim a good 1/4 inch or so off of there, probably just right to that little tapered section, which I don't really wanna do right now. So let's switch gears. We're gonna move over to the mirrors, which just arrived back from Jay painting them. So we're gonna Frankenstein some mirrors together here. We've got new arms, which I didn't show this on camera. This was just a quick test fit and then sent them off to Jay. So these are the mirrors that came with the new arms. They're like just big and square. There's not a whole lot of style to them. And then these smaller rounded ones, these are the ones that were originally on the truck. So I had Jay paint these, and we're gonna mate these. Hopefully we can get these to mate up to these new arms that he also painted black, if I can get them out of these bags. So these arms came from LMC truck, and they were close to fitting, but we had to just kind of tweak them a little bit and bend them a little bit tighter to get all of these holes to line up. But again, these are all done in body liner. This is body liner's satin black or matte black, which looks like powder coat. I mean, the fact that this is a sprayed on paint is pretty impressive. So now we've got to mate these two together. Well, actually, I'm gonna put the bracket on first. Probably easier than fighting it with the mirror on it. And I really have not tried to mate these up. It looks like there are some old nutserts inside of the doors. Down there has nothing. And I've got a couple of bags of hardware that came with these, and I guess we just gotta kind of try to figure this out. Now, when it comes to these mirrors, you know, so far, like, things went really good for the first like 5 minutes I was here at the shop, and now everything's just gone downhill. So this door has 2 nutserts already in it. Nice, beautifully painted white. And then the tops, both sides actually have these top nutserts, and in the beginning they looked much smaller, so I thought we were gonna have to use different size hardware. The kit for the mirrors came with 4 bolts all the same. So tops and bottoms were the same diameter bolt, and those thread beautifully into these ones, but they weren't threading into those. So let me take you to the other side. We've got Supervisor Chris here now, so hopefully things start to go a little smoother. I've also got Sergio on helping me figure this out. Now this door, unfortunately, doesn't have any nutserts in it. It's just got holes. I'm sure there were some at some point. And then you can see just how like tight these holes look until you get in here and you start to cut away some of the paint very carefully. and we open these things up. So we found all the old hardware in a box that Jay had given us, and it seems like these old mirrors use the exact same style of hardware, and all four were the same. So as much as these holes look way smaller, I think they are actually the same size as the lowers over there, which means we're gonna have to like rethread them a little bit, try to clean them out and get them opened back up so we can actually get the hardware in. Because I've tried every size of hardware, and unless there's some in-between size that we don't know about, they're not fitting, which means something's in there that we're just gonna have to clean out. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, I mean, maybe you probably won't see them, but they give you these like sweet anodized blue looking nutserts that come with the mirrors. Again, I think they're hidden by these plastic gaskets that come with these things, so I don't think you would see them. But well, you guys, we kind of lucked out. We were able to clean the threads out with this this tap right here, cleaned them all out. Now we've got, turns out they are all four the same size, but we do need to put these little nutserts in right here. So we are going to use the aluminum ones because the ones that Sergio have are stainless, and we don't want to put more pressure on the door. We want to put less pressure on the door.
What, you're recording these again?
Yeah, good luck. We got to drill it out, remember?
Oh.
Well, while Sergio runs to go grab his drill bit, we will work on getting these done. Nice and gentle like. Oh, this one doesn't quite want to thread in. Should probably put the camera down. Let's see. Can you guys still see? Probably not. All right, we're in. Work it in, back it up a little bit, work it in, back it up a little bit. All right, you ready, buddy? It's weird that this one's a hexagon, like it was punched out, you know?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Wasn't that bad.
Well, see if that works.
I don't think it's gonna fit.
You think we need to go one size bigger? Test fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try one size bigger. Yeah, hopefully it's not too big, Sergio.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh, I don't like this bit. You don't have a step bit? This one's gonna walk.
Okay.
You got a step bit?
Jesus. That's the ones that came in the package.
3/8. That thing was about to walk all over this door. I would've went grrr. We don't need that. Not right before SEMA.
Just throw a decal over it.
A little sticker, a little work for it sticker right there. Just going for it, Christopher. You're just going for it, buddy. Thank you. I'll struggle with this tape.
Any special forces?
Stop. You don't have special forces anymore. So you guys don't know, Chris's special forces knife. I mean, it was already breaking.
No, you broke it.
And then he threw it to me up on a roof, and well, I had half a hand, and I didn't catch it, and then it really broke. So we gave it a proper burial on the job site, said a few nice words for it, and on the way to Vegas, we're gonna have to stop at a truck stop and get him another like $4.90 knife.
That one's free.
Oh, that one's free?
That one's free.
Shoot. Let's see, Mivo.
If you reach 3/8 to make it fit, that would be easy.
Eso.
There you go. Chingón.
Chingón. That's why you're here, buddy. That's why you're here, Sergio. You're the man, buddy. We're not gonna mess anything up, Sergio. Maybe. I don't like the sound it's making. We don't want to crease the door, Sergio.
And damage the threads on the rim.
Yeah, especially because it's aluminum. I don't know how far I need to go.
Yeah, that's it, I think.
I think this is officially like the most mechanic work I've done on any of my vehicles that have ever gone to SEMA. Maybe, period. Yeah. Me and Chris put shocks on, Sergio.
Diff cover?
Diff cover. I put diff. Again, these were like half-assedly sized before I sent them off to Jay. So here's to hoping. Also, this is a horrible method right here. I hate these. Well, that's a good sign, Sergio. We thread in.
Easy.
It's already a step in the right direction. Oh, and these kind of line up. Hey, we're doing good. So far things have been going pretty well. So you'll see on the bottom of these mirrors, they have these little notches, or little like ridges, little teeth, which I looked at the other mirror brackets and I think they're just meant to dig into the metal. Like that's just part of how you can like adjust these and they stay put. I don't want to sit here and chew all of this black metal up. So instead we're gonna put these little rubber washers underneath. That way it can bite into these, it'll still have tension, the mirrors will still stay where it needs to stay. but we don't end up chewing up all of it. You're in there. Come on, baby. My nurse, Sergio, handing me my scalpel over here. Look at that. We got the little right angle.
In your face.
Yeah, you got me? You got me? There we go. Look at that. Crushed down on that little rubber just enough, and the mirrors have some tension on them, so they stay in place where you want them. We'll see. If we need to tighten them down a little bit more, we can, but let's see. Does the mirror move? Oh, that's solid. Well, guys, moving on to the project I've been dreading is trying to get all these damn water spots off these windows. And I just spent a good amount of time right here with some CLR, some 4-aught or 4.0 steel wool, and I mean, scrubbed the crap out of it, let it sit for a while, scrubbed the crap out of it some more. And well, you can see this side was done, this side was not, and they pretty much look identical. Looks like I didn't do anything. These suck. I don't know what it is. I mean, we've at this point pretty much tried everything. Nick used acid, Nick used all the buffing compounds, I've used CLR, I've used water spot remover, we've used steel wool. I don't know anymore. I think it's just gonna, I think I should spray some like wet look tire shine on it so this thing's constantly wet at the show. Because they show a lot less when it's wet. Or I'll just pay some kid to sit there and just squirt this thing down, you know, like 20 times throughout the day while it's at SEMA. What do you think, Chris?
Throw a new window in.
It's a little late for that. Well, y'all, unfortunately, that is as far as we are gonna get in this video. The mirrors look phenomenal. I wish I had this thing on the ground so I could pull it out in the sunshine, other than we would have to look at a water spotted back window. But I wanna see what this thing looks like from a distance, get some pictures of it now that it finally has mirrors on it, because I've had a lot of really cool photo ops with this thing, or opportunities to take cool photos with it, but it didn't have mirrors on it, so they're not that great. Back glass looks phenomenal when there's not direct sunlight shining on it. I did start to cut some of the studs over here, so we'll trim off. Well, I'll finish trimming the rest later. I've just run out of time for today. It's gonna be the last video before we are loading up for SEMA, and I think we're gonna make it, y'all. The mirrors was one of my biggest concerns. The wheels, everything's just it's gonna work out. We're gonna be all right. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now that we do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka thumbs up with my busted finger. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn.